Okay, hi guys. So yeah, in this second video, we're just going to look at how we draw a pie chart. Okay, so let's make this full screen. So there's a few things that we have to do first. First of all, we have to calculate each angle that each one of these are going to be, and then there's the drawing of it as well. So it's kind of very similar to the previous question where we we're working out how many people, just a little bit backwards in a way. So oil represents 30 out of 72. And to find that as an angle in a circle, we multiply by 360. And we're going to do the same for each and every single one. So then we've got gas, electricity, I'm just going to call E, and solid fuel, SF. So for gas, it's 24 over 72 multiplied by 360. Electricity, it's going to be 12 over 72 multiplied by 360. And solid fuel, if you're wondering what solid fuel probably means, it probably means like peat, turf, and coal. That's why it's so small as well, because not many people use it anymore. So, and then after that, we're just gonna pop everything in our calculator. Okay, so we're gonna do 30 over 72 multiplied by 360, and that's gonna give us 150. And then we're going to do the same. So again, you just need to change the top fraction, the numerator. This gives me 120. 12 over 72 for electricity is going to give me 60. And 6 over 72. So again, this is where you can kind of start to see things. Well, 12 over 72 is equal to 60. 6 is half of 12, so maybe 6 over 72 will be equal to 30. And lo and behold, it is. Okay? And again, to always double check that you've got the right answer, you add these up. Okay? And you should get to 360. So let's do 150 plus 120 plus 60 plus 30, 360. Okay? If you get 360, you've done everything correctly. Now we're going to draw the thing. So usually in actual exam situations, okay, the circle will be half drawn for you. But obviously this is homework, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult. So the thing that you definitely need is this guy, a protractor, okay? If you don't have it, just try to estimate as best as you can. If you estimate in an exam, you will be docked marks, okay? Especially if it's really far off. The other thing you need is a compass, which is that I don't actually have one, but I'm going to show you what you can do if you don't have one. But it's where it's got the needle and you can put your pencil in and you can draw a circle. If you don't have one, I've just got a pint glass here, okay? So I'm literally going to turn this upside down and draw myself a circle. So any type of circle. So just make sure that you get maybe where the halfway point is, and let's say it's here. And the center, I'm going to say it's about there. Yep. So I always just start with one line. Okay, you just want to make sure that you've got this leading line. So usually in an exam, you'll actually be given this, and the first line will be drawn for you, which is really nice. But in this situation, this is not going to happen, okay? So when you're drawing it as well, please, please, please draw it in pencil. I'm doing it in pen so that it clearly comes up on the video. What you'll probably see though, as I'm doing it in pen, is that smudges will appear, okay? If you use pencil, you'll be fine, okay? So oil then is 150 degrees. So let's see, can you see this? I'm going to try and get it so that the gleam's not there. So your protractor should have two sides, okay? So there's this in the center and there's the outside as well, okay? So just always be careful which one you're measuring from, okay? I've often seen mistakes. People go to 150 degrees and they put it here and then they'll draw a tiny little thing like that. So just always remember where you're going. So place it really neatly, level. So it's going to be level with the line. what you can see here is I've got like a little line going across here. And now I'm going to go to 150. So I'm starting at 0 here, and I'm using the inside circle. And I'm going to go all the way to 150, which is the same as saying 30 degrees on the outside circle. Okay? And I then connect my line. So from here to here. So this is 150 degrees. And now I'm going to go to this line, okay, the one that I just drew. So rotate it if it needs, if you need to help it. The next one is gas, which is 120. So again, I'm going to pop this guy nice and neatly, make it level with the new line I've just drawn. I'm going to go to 120, so I'm starting on the inside circle. I'm going around, and my 120 degrees is the same as 60 on the outside circle. And then just connect. Okay, and we'll just write 120. And I know that I've done this quite good so far because 150 plus 120 is 270. 270 degrees is 3/4 of the circle, and these combined look like 3/4. Okay, next one is 60. So again, go to the line that you've just drawn, nice and neat. Try and make it as level as possible. And I find 60, so I'm at 0 here, and I go to 60, which is the same as 120 on the outside circle, and I just connect the dots. So the center out. And I don't need to do the last one because that should be 30 degrees. And then just make sure that you name them all. So the 150 was oil, the 120 was gas, the 60 degrees was electricity, and the 30 degrees was solid fuels. If you want to make it pretty, by all means, if you want to color it in, that's completely fine, or just do some shading for the different degrees. I honestly don't mind. Not necessary, though. Okay, and that's you done. Okay, that's the question completely done. Okay, so there'll be a couple of those questions where you have to draw it for your homework. So if you don't have a compass, make sure to use a pint glass or a glass at home, a tea mug, anything that will give you a nice, lovely looking circle. If you don't have a protractor, please just as best as you can try to give an idea of where the degrees are. Okay, just always remember you've got 90 is 1/4, 180 is halfway, 270 3/4. Just do your best if you don't have one, and think about maybe getting one. Okay, so that's that one there. So I'll leave, you can make sure that you've got all the information taken down. I'll just quickly go through the homework, and there's one other question that I'm just going to go through very briefly. So that's the first question. Again, just drawing the pie chart. Okay, there's 60 people here. This one, just make sure that you add them all up, because it doesn't tell you in the question how many there are. So you have to add 30, 20, 35 to, I think it's 100. Before you do that question. Question 9 then, tiny bit tricky. Just make sure that you read it carefully. Vanilla and chocolate are the same amount, so they're going to be the same degrees. Okay. And question 10 I just wanted to do because this one always screws with people when it talks about a percentage. So you have to remember the difference between percentages and degrees. Okay. By all means, have a go without looking at the visualizer, but if you're stuck, make sure to watch the end of this video. So what we've got here, not the best, though, it's just quite quickly. It says, what percentage of total sales does Tayto have? So the most common wrong answer is that people just put 72, but 72 degrees is not the same as 72%. Okay? Be very careful about what it asks you in the question. If it says what degrees of total sales does Tato have? 72 would be perfect, but it says what percentage? So this 72 is over 360, okay? And we want to find it as a percentage. All percentages are out of 100. And lost my calculator. So there's so many ways. You could have just done 72 divided by 360, okay? That's a fifth, okay? We all know that a fifth is 20%. Or you can actually go through 72 over 360 multiplied by 100, and it gives me 20, okay? So just be careful. That's the first one. And then the second one, Walker's accounts for 35%. So Walker's is X, and we need to find X and Y. So again, 35% is not the same as 35 degrees, okay? So for Walker's, this is now 35 over 100 because it's a percent. To find it as a degree, we just multiply by 360. So we've got 35, do the fraction, 35 over 100, and we're going to multiply by 360, 126 degrees. And then it just says, so that's equal to our X and our Y, which I think is golden something. We're just going to do 360 take away 83 plus 72 plus 126. So you're going to add the three angles, this one here, and the one we just found, and take it away from 360. So 360 minus 83 plus 72 plus 126. And we get 79 degrees. Okay, so just be careful there when it talks about percentage, okay? That's why I just wanted to go through that question there, okay? Apart from that, it's just a few questions for homework, which are actually not too much as well. So great work again, and keep it up, and have a great weekend, guys. See ya, goodbye.